In a previous video, I went through my cabinets here and showed off my Transformers figure collection, but in this video, I want to show off everything Transformers related I have that is not a figure, starting with some autographs. First, I have autographs by the legends themselves, Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. I got these at HasCon 2017, and I have videos about meeting them and the convention on my channel. But more so than meeting them, I'm just grateful to have been able to go to their panels at 2 conventions actually, because they are super funny, but also so nice and humble. It's a real pleasure to get to see them. This is Gary Chalk's autograph that I got at BotCon 2012. He's, of course, the voice of Optimus Primal and Optimus in the Unicron trilogy. Over here is a poster for Transformers Armada that is also signed by Gary Chalk, and this one is also signed by David Kaye, who is the voice of Megatron throughout the Unicron trilogy, as well as Beast Wars, of course, and he's also animated Optimus Prime. I know this poster is from the comic book series, but I just wanted a really big Armada piece that they could sign that I could hang on a wall, and this poster was the best thing that I could find at BotCon 2012. Here is the steelbook for the 1986 animated movie, and I also got Stan Bush to sign that at HasCon 2017. Here is the box for the Titans Return HasCon exclusive RC, my favorite RC personally. And you can see I got it signed by Sue Blue at HasCon 2017, who is the voice of G1 RC. Here is Tara Strong's autograph. She plays Sari from Animated and pretty much every other character from your childhood. Here's a Decepticon hat that says Destroy. Here's a lunchbox that is full of accessories. This is the original DVD of the 2007 movie that came with the exclusive motion comic disc as well as the original disc. I think it was a Walmart exclusive if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Target, I'm not sure. Over here is a poster for the original 1986 movie. Although it's not an original poster, it's a reprint, but I like it. Behind the Titans is kind of hard to see, but it's a shattered glass lithograph from BotCon 2012 that I've got. And over here on the wall, I have a pretty large Transformers Prime poster. This is something that I got in some kind of Transformers related event that I think was being held outside of a Blockbuster, if I remember correctly. Alright, and over here we've got Snow Globe Optimus Prime, who looks like he's losing a little bit of water, and it also lights up, but the batteries are dead. Over here I've got a box set of the entire Transformers Armada series, and I'm pretty sure it's bootleg, which I didn't know when I first asked for it and got it. I was just really happy to have the series again after it had been off air, but I still like the package a lot for it being a bootleg. I wish it was official because it's a pretty nice looking package in my opinion. And here we've got a puzzle, a 100-piece Bumblebee puzzle. Here is a collectible lithograph from the first Transformers movie, so you can see this old image of Optimus Prime they used. Some interesting pictures of Megatron here. This one looks a little squished, and it kind of makes it seem like a bootleg piece of merchandise, but I'm pretty sure it's official because of some licensing info here in the back. Here I've got a vintage folder from the 80s from G1 that I got for like $1 at a convention, which I think is pretty cool looking. It's where I kept all the things that I wanted to get signed at conventions. I would carry this around, and where I keep some stickers and stuff right now. And here on the inside you can see it's got details about all the Autobots here on the left and the Decepticons here on the right. So I like this a lot. Over here, another puzzle. This one is an Age of Extinction puzzle. Over here, we've got this Transformers Legends book, which I haven't read the whole thing, but there is one story in here because this is just a collection of different stories. There's one story where all of the primes from different continuities meet each other, and I read that like 10 times when I was little. I really loved that story, but unfortunately, I think it's the only one that I read to completion, mostly because I didn't recognize most of the characters from the other stories. Over here, I've got a magnet set from Transformers Animated that I have just never taken out for some reason, but it's got all of the animated characters there. It's a nice magnet set, and I think it's got like a city scene inside of here, so you can attach them to the inside of this. Yeah, it looks like that. Or you could put them on the fridge or whatever, you know. We've got an Armada puzzle of Megatron in his protoform there, so pretty cool image of protoform Megatron. I'm pretty sure I have stop motion videos of some of these puzzles on my channel already if you want to go take a closer look at them. Over here we have this Transformers book that I remember being from like a Scholastic book fair, and it talks about the brand as a whole, talks about some of the characters, but it also has a really weird section where it talks about the upcoming live action movie, and at the time there weren't many details about it, so yeah, here it is. It kind of talks about some of the casting, and everyone on this page is factual. But when you get later on into the book, it talks about like The Rock playing someone and Justin Timberlake. But overall, a pretty cool book that taught me a lot about the G1 characters, being someone who grew up with the Unicron trilogy. So that was good exposure to them. Over here is a Revenge of the Fallen coloring book and activity book for kids. I don't think I did this because I think I was probably too old for it when it came out. Maybe one day I'll do it when I'm bored, especially now in quarantine. But these I definitely did. I am really nostalgic for these. There's my bad attempt at drawing the Autobot symbol. There is, I drew battle damage all over Jetstorm here. Of course, if you follow my channel, you know that I love Transformers Armada. So I am very nostalgic for these Transformers Armada coloring books here. They've got lots of great images of the characters that you don't really see anywhere else, especially these huge shots of the minicons they've got. And yeah, I've got that one, and there's a second one over here. As you can see, they're only 99 cents at Big Lots, excuse me. I wish I could find more of them because I'm pretty sure there's more. I'm pretty sure there was at least one more that I had that my grandma threw away because it was at her house. But yeah, lots of cool pictures of Armada characters here. Almost looks like they just took them right out of the character sheets or something like that and printed them here for you to color. Yeah, see here you can see that there was at least another book, a slate, and a learn to letter book, which, I'm not going to lie, I would still love to have that just because it's Transformers Armada. And speaking of Transformers Armada, even more here, a little storybook called Cave Catastrophe. And if I remember correctly, this just tells the very beginning of the show where Rad finds the minicon. So, and one more book here. It is another activity book. Here is a 4-pack of the live-action Blu-rays. I really don't care to have Age of Extinction or The Last Knight, but Age of Extinction just happened to come with the trilogy, which I did want on Blu-ray. So there's that. Here is a Transformers Armada Battle for Cybertron board game. And you can see here it comes with these awesome little Armada minifigures. So we've got some of the Autobots, some of the Decepticons. Pretty nice detail for some board game pieces there. And it's got awesome artwork inside on the cards as well. So on the back it shows what some of those cards look like. It's got some of the maps that you see in the opening credits of Transformers Armada and some nice playing cards with nice artwork on it. Here is Risk, themed from the original 2007 movie. You can see it's got some of that really early artwork on it. And on the back, you can see more of that artwork on the actual board itself. Some nice renders of Optimus and Megatron. Here's a Transformers backpack made sometime during the Bayverse film era. Okay, here is my collection of Transformers comic books. It is a random combination of many different continuities. I actually don't really know how all the continuities fit together. I've never read an entire one before. I would certainly like to, but I've just always been overwhelmed with how, you know, like Robots in Disguise fits with, I don't know, Regeneration 1, or the stuff in the Collectors Club comics, or these IDW comics that came with the Thrilling 30 figures, or, you know, just all the different continuities together has always been pretty overwhelming for me to piece together. I mean, I know that they're obviously not related to some of the other things, but still, I've always felt kind of overwhelmed and intimidated by the many Transformers continuities out there, in comic form at least. So I've never really sat down and read a complete story in the comics, but I've got all these because I've always wanted to, and I do enjoy them. Even though I don't totally know what's going on, I enjoy the ones I read. I especially enjoy the standalone stuff like this Avengers Transformers crossover, which was a lot of fun, and I hope to enjoy the Armada series as a whole one day when I get all those comics. But yeah, that is my comic collection. Here are a few more comics I found. Unicron, Optimus Prime, this comic that came with the Bumblebee movie. Alright, and video games. For the DS, I've got the Decepticons version of the first movie game right here. And over here for PS2, I have the Transformers the game, the first movies game. And I also have this, which is my favorite Transformers game by far. This is the Transformers Armada PS2 game. And I can't recommend you play this enough if you've never played it. What I have here is actually the Blockbuster copy because I rented it. I loved it so much I wanted to buy it immediately, so my parents let me get it straight from Blockbuster. And over here I have the Sacred Text. This is the walkthrough for this game. and I read this so many times. It takes you through all 8 of the levels here. It's got some awesome character sheets in here, great notes about how to prepare for the levels, and then it takes you on an in-depth walkthrough through every bit of the level. It has these maps, which is awesome. Funny enough, this book doesn't list the cheat codes, so I beat the entire game without knowing that any of the cheat codes existed. So when I discovered the cheat codes existed, it really gave the game a whole new life, and I have played through it multiple times since. And yeah, it's just a great game. It's got really fun mini-cons, it's got really awesome gameplay, some fun boss battles, and you have got to play it if you've never played it before. And I definitely consider it to be in the top 5 Transformers games, and it's my personal favorite just because it's what I grew up with. Tons of fun. For PS3, I have War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. I have also played Devastation, which I love, but I unfortunately don't own it. Okay, that's all I'm going to go through in this video for now. I'm probably forgetting some stuff, and I know I'm not going through some stuff like my shirts, but here's one that I've got on right now. Maybe I'll show that in a future video when I've got more stuff to share, but for now, that's a look at everything in my Transformers collection that is not a figure.